welcome back to WS Cube Tech. So guys, in our previous session, we learned what is a select query. With the help of select query, we selected the data from our MySQL and represented it in our PyCharm. Today, we will be talking about how we can delete a query. So when the data comes to us, when there is a large amount of data, or even when we insert data, there comes at times that we have a data that we don't want to keep, that we want to delete. In that case, we can use our delete query. With the help of our delete query, we can delete a certain row that we want to delete. So let's have a look on how delete query can be used. So guys, over here I have already created a file which has import mysql.connector. I have made the connection over here by writing mydb is equals to mysql.connector.connect, and I have defined the host, user, password and database over here. After that, we have initialized the cursor, that we have started the cursor. Now what we need to do, we need to execute our method, we need to execute our query over here. So for that, we will be writing cur.execute. Now what do we need to execute? We need to delete a data. So let's go to our MySQL. See here, I want to delete, let's go to our MySQL. Here you can see we have a table over here. Now what I want to do, I want to delete some data from here. So what data I want to delete? Let's have a look on that. So let's say I want to delete some data over here, that let's say I want to delete this whole row from here. So what I will do for this I'll be going back to my PyCharm. Here what I'll be writing delete from. So from where we have to delete it? We have to delete it from our students details. And from where we have to delete it? Where our, let's say over here, if we go to MySQL, where our roll number is equals to 3. So we have to delete it from roll number. So from where we have to delete it? Where our roll number is equal to 3. So we'll be writing over here where roll number is equal to 3, right? And after this, what we need to do, we need to execute, and after execution, what we need to do, we need to commit it. So I'll be writing cursor.commit. So I'll be writing mydb.commit. And committing and writing .commit over here is very important, because because some changes are need to be made inside the MySQL. So until and unless you use commit over here, no changes will be made over there. So using commit is very important over here. Now let's run and see what happens over here. So if I run this over here, nothing would happen, but let's go to our MySQL. So if I refresh it, you will see that the number 3 data has been removed from here. That if you want to remove some data, that means if you want to remove a particular whole row, then you can remove a particular whole row by using our delete query. Similarly, what you can do, you can also use our %s over here to use it as a placeholder to remove some data. So suppose if I write, instead of roll number is equals to 3, I'll write roll number is equal to, and inside this I'll be just passing %s and closing it. After this, I'm putting this inside a variable over here. So I'll be writing anything, let's say delete data. I'm creating a variable called as delete date, and then here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another variable called as k is equals to, I'm passing the value over here. So where roll number is equals to 2, let's write 2 over here, and let me just put it inside the triple quotation. So if I'll write it in triple quotations, we can show it inside the, we can basically use enter over here to see the data properly. So now what we need to do, we need to execute this. So for executing this, we'll remove this cursor.execute from here, and we'll be writing our cursor.execute over here. Inside this, we'll be passing 2 parameters, that is delete data and our key over here. So once it is done, let's run and see what happens. Next, I'll be putting it inside triple quotation so that I can just write the data in the next line over here. And after this, what I need to do to this %s, we will be providing a value. So I'll be writing a variable called as k. Inside this, I'll be giving a tuple. So we need to give a tuple over here, and I'll be providing it with the value, let's say the roll number is 2 this time. So I'll be writing it inside the single quotations, plus I'll be writing a comma over here. So our tuple says that if there is only one value inside it, then you have to put a comma in the end, while if I'll not use a comma over here, then it would consider it as a string. So to make it a tuple, we need to put a comma over here. Now what we need to do, we need to execute this function over here. To execute it, we will be writing over here cursor.execute, and what we need to execute, we need to execute the delete data, plus we need to execute the k over here. Now let's run and see that what happens. Now if I run it, so you will see nothing would happen over here, but at the same time if I go to our MySQL, also guys, we don't have to put the quotations with the percentage s over here because we were giving the values previously, that's why we were putting the quotations. But right now if we are writing the placeholder over here, so we don't need to provide it with any quotations. So let's run and see what happens. Once I have run it, nothing would happen over here, but let's go to our MySQL and refresh it. So now you can see that one more data is missing from here. That means number 2 data is missing from here. So this is how our delete query with our placeholder works. So there are two methods basically. One, you can write where and directly provide with the name of the column and with the value that you want to delete. And the second method is by using a placeholder over here. So I hope guys that how delete query works is clear to you. In our next session, we will be talking about the update query. So stay connected guys, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.